That's S. That's S. That's S tier. That's S. Okay, so like basically we have to come up with some rules, guys. Okay, rules for the tier list. Prog. So what does prog entail? Challenge, satisfaction, fun, time investment. And that could be like how long it took to reach a certain phase and how long it took to clear that phase. And is it a good thing? 3. This is going to be a really biased one, but I feel like the epic feel. And first impression, there we go. Oh, I guess music, right? 6, PF experience. Yeah, that's right. We're putting that in there. And 7, bugs. Yeah, that's going to knock top down a few notches. Okay, I think this is it, right? This is good. How unique are the mechanics? I don't necessarily think that that would be a good thing to rate it on, and here's my reason why. Is because some of the phases are just like copy-paste of previous mechanics. So look, I guess you could say like a different adaptation or something, or like a different take on it. But if you have that as a determining factor, then it'll give an unfair advantage to later phases. So it's kind of tricky. So that's why I would word just challenge. So take like, I guess like P1 top. The uniqueness of the mechanic is like virtually 0, right? It's a tether, which is in the previous one, and it's a tower, which is in the previous one. But the challenge is much harder than how unique the mechanics are. Does that make sense? I think we're good with this. So we're just going to start with UCoB. All right, Twintania. The challenge is not very high. Satisfaction kind of goes with challenge, right? Because the harder something is, the more you're satisfied, right? And is it fun? No. So far, I feel like it's C. Time investment's good. There's no epic feel, really. The first impression is just twin. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's good. The music, I actually really like the music. I think the music's really cool. The PF experience, I would say it's okay. You guys have had an issue with the PF experience? Is it below average? I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was average or good. The bug technical issues. Actually, there's no bugs, but the technical issue of stepping into the Neuralink and then getting hit by that thing is kind of fucking obnoxious sometimes. So I would say that it's bad. Because I bet every single person in here has either been inside a Neuralink and the thing is still exploded, or have you guys seen those clips, like the hatch orbs, where they go toward the person and then they come back, and then they go toward the person and they come back? I would say twins like average. Okay, what about Nael? The challenge, satisfaction, and fun. Okay, the challenge was pretty high for me, actually. I would say the challenge is at least an A. The satisfaction was at least an A. Also, the transition was really cool to watch. The time investment, I feel like it was a good time investment because it did take a little while, but it didn't take too long. So I feel like the time investment was like fair. The epic feel, to me, it was very epic. Nael was one of my favorite parts of UCoB. The first impression was definitely good. That was one of my highest rated clips back in the day. Back in the day when we were all streamed, well, okay, there wasn't very many streams. I was one of the only people that was streaming this. And at the time I had it was an insane amount of people watching. My group was the first stream group that saw this, if I can remember correctly. When we saw this, it blew our fucking minds. We were all like pogging out of our fucking minds, man. The music is awesome. The music is one of my favorite music in the game, actually. The PF experience isn't bad. It's pretty good because you can res through shit. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's jump back up to challenge real quick because there is a big problem with this phase, and that is the mechanic, the RP mechanic. The RP mechanic was a mistake. So that's why I don't think it's S tier. I think that Nael is A. If the Nael mechanic would not have been RP, then it would have been S tier. Quick March. It was a good challenge. Satisfaction, like A. Fun, like A or B. So like when I say time investment, I'm only taking into account the time investment for that phase. I'm not taking into account like the investment for like the previous phases. I don't think there was much wrong with Quick March, actually. Epic feel, felt okay. You know what? Actually, the epic feel was, you know what? No, it was good. It was good because the first time you saw the dragons, they just come down, you know? And also, you know what? Nah. The epic feel was really good because Bahamut's in the middle and he comes out, dude, you know? Yeah, I guess we have to count Bahamut. The epic feel and first impression were really, really high. Actually, I think that they were like S tier. Because when Bahamut came down, dude, you had to position yourself to where you get knocked back but not on the wall. And when he came down in that fireball, Dude, that was awesome. There's not really bugs or technical issues. Party Finder experience is like pretty decent. The music was awesome. Dude, you know what? I think this was like an A, honestly. I think this was like an A, maybe even S tier. I think since I've seen it so much, it's lost its original feel. What's keeping it from being an S? I can't really think of anything. Bro, come on, man. Come on, dude. That's S. That's S. That's S tier. That's S. Yeah, that's S. Okay. No. That's S tier, man. That's S tier, dude. That's S tier. Okay. Now, I think the actual Quick March itself isn't S tier, but I think what puts it in the S tier is you have to include the transition into Quick March. Yeah, so I think it's S. Okay, so Blackfire. The challenge, it's like average, I would say, for an ultimate. Satisfaction's around all the same thing, I think. Fun. I mean, does anybody particularly love Blackfire? Like, I don't think Blackfire's bad. I just don't love it. The time investment, it didn't take that long to figure it out. Epic feels kind of average. First impressions kind of average. Music, same shit. PF experience, I don't really think it's bad or anything. Bugs, technical issues, no. At least from what I can remember. You know what? The prog, though, the challenge, the challenge is like coming up with strats and shit. I will say this, though. There were a lot of dumbass fucking strategies for this fucking fight, man. Do you guys remember the wall baits? Or do you remember the strategy where they had one of the tanks run all the way from the left side? Like, so if you're looking at Nael, it's on the left side. And they would have the tank run all the way from there, sprint all the way to the top right tower. Yeah, you would have wall baits. So like, you know how you bait in the middle of the arena? Well, before that strategy became like super popular, you would actually bait all the way on the wall and move either right or left, depending on where Bahamut was. It was really bad. So I actually think that this at best is a B. Like, I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think it's a B. But I think depending on your prog of this fight, that it could be bad. Okay, Fell Ruin. I think Fell Ruin is a C. Let me explain why. I would say Fell Ruin is a B, but because there's an RP mechanic, I think it's a C. Because the RP mechanic is a mistake. Like, I think the challenge, it wasn't too crazy hard, but like the satisfaction wasn't there. Because the challenge wasn't too crazy high, I think the satisfaction was like, Fell Ruin to me just seems like an unnecessary trio. I've always said this, that I felt like there were one or two trios too many, but that's me. But I've always felt that Fell Ruin was kind of like a shit trio. It was never really my favorite. I think the combination of mechanics was okay. Like, you had, the Nael thing with the two tank tethers, and you had to have the Neuralink set up. I think that it would be a B. I think it would be average except for the RP. If the RP wasn't there, it would be a B. But because the RP's there and the RP was a mistake, I think it knocks it down to a C. So Heavensfall. I'm going to put it here, minimum. Now I'm going to ask, what makes it not an S? The challenge was actually quite high. You know what? I'm going to put this as S because I'm pretty sure that anybody who's done this fight, I'm just going to show you the moment that I'm talking about. That moment right there, when you get knocked into your tower, you're in your tower, you turn your camera. Tell me how many people have done this. You've turned your camera and looked at all the towers. And there's this moment where your soul either leaves your body and you die inside, or you're like, fuck yeah. This moment, I think, makes it S. Alternatively, you do have a death. One of your tanks clutches it out with the tank LB3. I think that this single moment right here makes it S. First off, you have, the dive bombs. You have the twister. It's a very hard mechanic. I feel like that the mechanic is very hard and the satisfaction is very high. And the fun, it's either in the shitter or extremely fun. Time investment to learn this, I think, is high. The epic feel, I think, is there. the first time you see this, you're thinking to yourself, holy fuck, this is a really hard mechanic. You know what? Let's listen to the music, man. The music was really good. I think Heavensfall's an S. Okay, Tenstrike. I think Tenstrike is deceptively hard. I don't necessarily think there's an epic feel. The first impression I got, it didn't feel very epic to me. There are some bugs and technical issues. I think at best this is average, honestly. Okay, watch this shit. Watch. Yeah, I think that it's like a B at best, honestly. I think it's a B. And because this fucking bug exists, I don't know, maybe it's a C, man. The bug either knocks it from an A to a B or a B to a C. And I think that it's a C because I don't think it's any better than a B. Yeah, I think it's a C. Grand Octet. Okay, so it's easily an A. You have to remember that Grand Octet, basically you used to not be able to ignore it. And you also have to remember that not everybody ran in a circle. Okay, yeah, see, exactly. Run in a circle in LB. Yeah, that's how it is now. I'm trying to do this tier list when it was current. Back in the day, you were not able to basically just run in a circle and use the limit break. Not in the first like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Like the strat where you ran in a circle didn't actually happen until probably like a month. How did people used to do it? You know what? Actually, the world first group, let me see how they did it actually. Oh yeah, this is it. Yep. Look at this shit. Or wait, maybe not. No, I guess they did all run in a circle. Okay, yeah. So they ran in a circle. Maybe it was, no, they didn't. Yo, look at this shit, boys. Look at this shit. I told you. Look at this shit. Bro, look at this dive. They actually baited. Okay, so this was the world first group. So this is the world second. They actually bait these dives, I think. Look at this shit. Look. They actually bait these fucking dives, bro. And they go back in the middle. Look at that shit. I bet you've never seen that before in your life. There's two different strategies. Yeah. They actually bait. That seems easier? No fucking way. This seems easier than running in a circle. No fucking way, bro. You don't even know what you just watched. You don't even know what you just watched. I think Grand Octet is at least an A. It's either an A or an S because it's a very, very, very cool mechanic. It has all the dives, and then you also have a Mega Flare stack with towers and then a twister at the end. We'll put it in A. Okay, ads, triple threat. That's S for me. Well, okay, no, it's A. Okay, it's A because we have to follow the rules. It's A because of the RP. Oh, it's such a good phase, though. But the RP, man, the RP. What do I mean by RP? When the mechanic is based around what Nael says. I want to put it in S, but it's not fair to the others because of the technical issue. So I think it's A. I think that it is the highest A you can possibly have because even the devs realized that they fucked up. And if we're going to hold Omega accountable for it, which we are, we have to hold this accountable too. I'm going to put it as an A. Okay, Golden Bahamut. I think it's S tier. I think it's S tier, man. I do. Let me watch it. Let me see. I think it's S tier. You actually die. Like, Bahamut actually kills you. If it wasn't for Phoenix, you would die. Oh my god. And you know what else is cool? He did the same like thrust attack that Louis Swad did. You know what I mean? And then Bahamut's just like, nah. And he goes Super Saiyan. That's so good. This was also the first time Exa players have been in the game. At least I'm pretty sure. I mean, okay, technically they were on the raid tier at this time. They were on XF though, in an ultimate. I think this is, yeah, dude, this is S. This is S tier for me. Even to this day, when I watched that, dude, I had chills. The satisfaction for clearing this is like virtually unrivaled. Why do you think they call them the Golden Shakies? It's because of this fight. It only has 3 mechanics, right? Akborn, Mornifa, and Exaflares, right? You have this buff that makes you do like a shit ton of damage. Now, I typically am not a fan of that kind of stuff. I think it's S. I think you're S. No. 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 No, you. You.